Hey guys, this is IXRollOutIX with LEGO B-Daman Power Type Combo. Just like all the other ones, this guy uses the standard core, but that's not necessarily a bad thing, seeing as it's much more suited for power and control than it is for rapid fire. So we're pretty well off, especially taking into account the arm parts and the leg parts. But before we take a look at those, let's get a look at the head part. It's very similar to the other ones in the eyes and the mouth guard, albeit it's red. It's got a little bit of a thicker brow up top, which I think makes him look a little more mean, I guess. Back here, it sort of has a missile pod or missile rack. It's mostly just for show, keeping with the sort of armed theme that this guy has going on, but it can be used as sort of a grip if you put your fingers up here. Other than that, it's pretty simple. The leg part actually does something. First of all, instead of legs, you have treads back here, which keep it in place, stop him from moving all that much. On top of that, it has this little piece here. Now, it isn't secured in place, but what this does is secure that bottom hold part just a little bit, actually adding to the power, which is kind of cool. Finally, we have the arm parts here that actually utilize the Emblem charge feature finally. This is sort of the storage mode for when it's not attached to a B-Daman with this piece back here, but that just comes off, and it's got this cannon on the side. Now, what all this is for, so you can see it's got these holes here. Now, the cannon will cover up those holes, first and foremost, but it'll also keep this piece in place, because as you can see, it's just loosely in there, and it'll fall right out. But if we attach the cannon piece, it provides a little bit of friction between those two sections so that it doesn't fall out, which I think is kind of neat. But let's put this guy together and see what he can do. We're actually going to start with the arms just because it's easier to get that step out of the way. So, these holes here will actually attach to those half pins, lining up this bottom hole with the hole already on the core. Just like that. Same on the other side. Now, from there, this piece will slide all the way through. Like so. Finally, these will plug into that center hole. But not all the way. There will be a gap in between the arm part and the cannon. That way, the emblems don't fall out. Next, we'll attach the leg parts, if we can keep everything together here. Just like that. And the head attaches just as simply as it ever did. And there you go. Once all is said and done, he looks pretty cool. He's kind of a surreal combination between an Armageddon vehicle and a cute little robot that shoots marbles out of his chest. But that kind of thing might be right down your alley. He's got the treads down below for stability, and it keeps him in place pretty well. And of course, he has the missile pods up here, which, like I said, can act as a grip, albeit not a very good one. You can put your fingers up here and your fingers on his hands. The reason this doesn't work very well is because this can easily slide back. But it's the thought that counts. So I first want to test this guy without the influence of this leg part, because it does add to his power. So we'll do a control test to start things off. Attaching these leg parts can be a little bit tricky, especially when you already have arm parts attached. But let's give it a shot. Starting with the Zamor Sphere, without the Emblem charge. 5.02. Now for the standard B-Daman marble. 3.63. Now, let's replace it with the upgraded leg part, if we can. There we go. That was pretty harmless. Starting with a Zamor sphere. 5.89. And now for the B-Daman marble. 3.72. So there definitely is a little bit of an improvement as far as power goes. Now for the big power, his Emblem charge. By pressing in these buttons, it compresses those hold parts and allows much more powerful shots. So, let's get a better vantage point here, actually, and start with the Zamor sphere. Again, just press these in, like that. 6.13. Now for the B-Daman marble. 4.94. So definitely a lot of power gets the job done. And that's really it. Power types are pretty simple. They're just dishing out a lot of power and not a whole lot else. He's okay at accuracy and awful at rapid fire, but that's only expected. Now, I've built a power type, a control type, and a rapid fire type, and this system is all about combinations. So let's have a little bit of fun. My favorite combination to pull off uses this head here. You'll note that he has a little bit of yellow and red on his hat. That was intentional. And the leg part for the control type. So, just pull this off. Plug that on, pull off his head part, and replace it with that. And that definitely is a force to be reckoned with. You've got the accuracy from the legs, the power from the arms, and the extra marbles loaded from the head. And that's what this is all about. Once again, these are just examples. Take influence from these and create your own B-Daman. And, well, that's about it. So, this is IXRollOutIX, signing off.